Take the exit. Turn right into the drive-thru.
Nope, I'm making dinner tonight.
You don't have time. Josh has practice.
Oh, that's right. I'll just get a salad.
And fries?
No, just the salad.
But salad cancels fries.
Salad only.
Fries.
Salad.
Fries.
Food noise isn't fair, but Mochi Health is. The affordable GLP-1 source that puts you on the road to successful weight loss.
Hey, can I get the...
Fries.
Salad. Sorry.
Learn more at joinmochi.com. Mochi members have access to licensed physicians and nutritionists. Results may vary.
Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
What's up, hockey think tankers? Welcome to another Short Shifts. And as you guys know, this is presented by Skate Tech. And if you didn't know, Skate Tech Skate Sharpening Equipment Repair brings you NHL quality service at an affordable retail price. With over 23 years of sharpening and equipment customizing experience, Skate Tech serves as your personal equipment manager, providing the highest quality skate sharpening, blade profiling, team unis, and equipment alterations available on the market today. Let Skate Tech take your on-ice performance to the next level with the edge the pros trust. Check them out at skatetechsharpening.com.
All right, Vex. Here we go today. Today we have a very fun topic that we're going to go through. Should you choose to accept?
I always accept. Let's go.
Okay. When to pull the goalie? When should a team pull their goalie? How much are they down by? When to do it? How to do it? All that good stuff. Like, I know it's changed. It's certainly changed a lot from when we were growing up. Yes. When we were growing up, it was like 30 seconds left. You can pull the goalie.
Only if you're down by one.
Only if you're down by one. That has certainly changed. So, what do you think?
If you got to win the game, pull them sooner. I don't know. Like, depends on how many goals you're down. You're down a goal. I hate to say it depends, because you got to think about, like, how good is the other team? Like, are they really offensive? Are you not? If it's a game you got to win, you got to risk versus reward. How offensive are they? If you get a power play, and now in kids hockey you can't ice it, maybe it could be, right? Because you can't ice it in little kids hockey anymore, right?
What do you mean?
Like below midgets, you can't ice it on the penalty kill?
Oh, correct. Yes.
Right. So it's like, man, if it's a game you got to win and you're down a couple goals, I might be pulling the goalie like way earlier in the game. If we're down a couple goals, because they can't, they could hit the net and score, but if they miss it, it's icing. So now you're playing 6-on-4. So like, that's something you can play a little chess versus checkers there if you want. But like Toph said, when we were younger, it was like you don't pull the goalie until the last 30 seconds, no matter what. Now it's like, man, I don't know. But I'll also say this too, like coaches, especially at a little bit older ages, if you're playing in tournaments or state tournaments and championships and stuff like that, your team by the end of the season should have already played without a goalie in net at the end of a game at least a few times, so that they can understand and get that feeling and get a little bit of experience. I hate when guys have no idea what to do because it's never happened before. If you're down 5 goals in the middle of the season or the beginning of the season, pull your goalie. Try. Who cares if you lose by 5 or 6? Like, that shouldn't matter, but you're teaching your players how to play in the offensive zone when your goalie is pulled.
Love that. Hey, before I get into some of my thoughts, do you have any recollection of, I don't know.
Yes, I do.
Maybe like the year 2000, I think it was, when some team from Chicago that some podcast host was played against.
Yeah, guys, Toph's team was so good when we were younger that they played the third period without a goalie, and they only played half the team against us, and they beat us 7-1, and I scored the empty netter. Get off me.
By the way, it wasn't just the third period. It was the whole game.
You played without a goalie the whole game? No,
yes.
I think it was only the third period. You guys played with 2 lines, the first 2 periods, and half the guys were working out in the stands as we all watched you do somersaults and running the stairs and whatever you're doing and killing us 7-0. But then the third period, you played the whole period without a goalie. And we were just like, wow, I didn't think this could get more embarrassing. We got half the team working out while half the team's playing. They're still kicking the crap out of us. Oh, third period, let's go more embarrassing. Pull the goalie. But I scored you POS.
Yeah, we did play against like teams full on no goal
So
the whole
good.
game.
Yeah. But like
Yeah,
prepared you.
Won every game we did that.
Yeah, you guys were gross. You guys were so gross. Coaching
It's almost like, honestly, it's almost like the anti Ryan Kessler 43-0 thing, where like our coach was like actively trying to do things to make it harder for us to win. So like we would have players, you know, we'd have one line up in the stands doing dry land while the other 2 lines played. And then the next period, one of those lines would go and do dry land. The line that was doing dry land would come and be on the ice. So we'd only be playing with 2 lines in 3D or 4D, whatever it was. We played games fully shorthanded, 5-on-4. We played games without a goalie. And yeah, my coach would always ask the other coach beforehand if that was okay. And typically, I mean, this is before my hockey rankings. So like you didn't know how good some of the teams were that you scheduled, right? Like at the beginning of the year. And so we would beat a team, you know, 10, 11, 12-0 on the Saturday game. And then we'd have to play them again on Sunday. So our coach was kind of like, okay, we could beat this team 12-0 again, or we can challenge our kids and it'll be a much closer game and whatever. So yeah, that was, but you remember that? You remember that when we played without a goalie? So you're talking about practicing without a goalie. We practiced during games. Like,
but and
get sued for that nowadays.
What did you guys win the national championship? 9-0 or something?
9-1.
9-1. So obviously it worked. I mean,
you know who got the 1 goal against us?
Robbie Shrimp.
Syracuse Stars. Sick goal too. He did one of those behind the back through his legs backhand shelf. Oh yeah,
At
dude.
14 years old or 13.
Yeah, he was playing up too. He was playing up. Yeah.
Ew, I didn't learn to do that till my 3rd year pro.
I still can't do it. So I don't have the wingspan with my arms.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah. All right. Back to the Borefill here.
Yeah.
So yeah, teams are pulling goalies a lot sooner nowadays. And there's a lot of analytics that go with that. Like I'm looking at this thing right now. There was a study done in like the 2015, 2016 season. So obviously this is 9 years ago, but still when you pulled the goalie between 1.5 minutes and 5 minutes remaining, there was a 16% chance of success. When you pulled the goalie with under 1.5 minutes remaining, there was only a 10% chance of success, which is kind of significant, like 6%. Like that's 6 out of 100, you know, that, and with the success rate of scoring without a goalie in 6-on-5, that's actually a little bit. But yeah, analytically, teams are doing it a lot more. You'll see teams that are pulling their goalie with, 7 minutes left if they're down by 3 goals, because if you're down, like the risk of getting scored on and the reward, it's much greater, right? If you get scored on and you're down 3 or you're down 4 now, you're going to lose the game anyway. But if you score, then all of a sudden there's more probability to win the hockey game. And so, yeah, you're seeing that a lot, especially if there's a power play, like to get 6-on-4 in those types of situations. But yeah, I think like, honestly, you want to look at the numbers, and the numbers say to pull your goalie earlier. And that's why a lot of teams are doing that. And it's also just from a fan perspective, it's more exciting. It's so much more exciting when the goalie's pulled. Everybody's up on their seats. Everybody's engaged into the game. The crowd gets a little bit antsier. It's a lot of fun. I loved playing both 6-on-5 and 5-on-6.
Absolutely. It's a pride thing too. Like, it's like you're either winning it for the team by not letting them score, or you're, putting the team on your back by scoring when it really matters and the goalie's pulled. And it's just so exciting being out there on either side of the puck.
Yeah. And how awesome is it when you're on the 5 of the 5-on-6 and like you take a hit to make a play to get the puck outside the zone, or like you dive and make a clear, or you block a shot, like the bench is going nuts.
Oh, man.
How sick is that?
Dude, is there anything better than eating a shot as a winger and it like stays in the basket as you stand up. You're skating by the D-man. You get a breakaway on the empty net. That is the best. You ate a shot for the boys, and then it turns into a goal. So every coach is like, "Karma, you do it the right way." You know, and it's just the best. That just happened to the high school team that I train every year, the last 6 years, and they made the championship game 6 years in a row. Not a big deal. They've won 3 out of the last 3. They just hit a three-peat. They were up a goal with a minute left. Kid goes out, blocks a shot. Exactly what I'm talking about. Puck stays in his stomach, bounces out in the neutral zone, breakaway. They're up 2. They win the game. Nothing better than seeing that. Congrats to Smet, by the way. Love it.
There you go. There you go. So I think at the end of the day, like a lot more coaches, you even see it in like football going forward and 4th and 1, you know, that never used to happen 10, 15 years ago. And now people are doing it because of statistical probabilities of the X helps. You know, the same thing with hockey. The teams are using the data and the numbers to pull them earlier because you have better success rates when you pull the goalie earlier as opposed to getting scored on against you with the empty net. So hopefully this is a fun discussion for you guys, and time's up.
Carrot.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.